Well, what it was, they wouldn't let me go to the jail at first. I went into the home house. What happened is I got a chase off the police, and I got away, and it was 17 police, armed response cars of police. So I got away, they handed myself in. So it was only dangerous driving. I'd never been in trouble. So I goes up in front of the judge. They remanded me for it, straight away, for the driving offence. There was a kid in for 15, the same type of thing, 15, got 3-1, and I got 30 months. And I got arrested for broke a lad's jaw, and they come for me. Anyway, I ran down the stairs. I was running down the stairs when the coppers grabbed my legs, and he fell. Obviously, both of us fell, and then we fell into another police officer. So I was done for 2 assaults on 2 police. But I fucking, you know what the injury was? A half-inch scratch on his wrist and a broken watch. I got 3 months for that. But the judge said to me, and as you know, I'm not stupid. My IQ's 134. I've been tested by Mensa. He said to me, I find it very astonishing, Mr. Cockerill, you haven't been to jail before. I said, can I just ask you a question, Your Honour? I said, how can you find that astonishing when you could only go on with the evidence you've got in front of you, which is I've been done for having no letter plate on a motorbike and that's it. I said, so how can you find that? Obviously, you've been talking to police officers behind closed doors. Sit down in my courtroom and said that. But I had me 2 pedals, you know what I mean? But I was right. And he said, you have your views about me and I have my views about you. Well, that's biased, isn't it? You know what I mean? Really, it's supposed to be like a referee. It's like Liverpool. He's
not supposed to have a view against
It's like Liverpool and Everton playing and having an Everton manager, referee. Yeah, it just happens, does it? It's bullshit. No. But I did me jail, and but the cops gave me a deal. I said, if you work for us, we'll let you out. We'll do. I said, fuck off. He said, well, nobody will know. I said, I'll know. And you'll know, and that's you know.
That food was decent in home house. I liked it there. Yeah. So in Accrington it was shit, but I got in the kitchens.
They wouldn't let me in there. They've bagged me out. So he's not coming in here. Well, what they tried to do, they tried to get me down the block. 20 screws. I just threw them all over, and they couldn't get me down the block. And then one grabbed me. I just picked it up in the air like that. I was in the air like that. And he would say, "I can't get him down. We can't get him." Because what they do is they get one gets your arm there, one gets your arm here. So you've got 2 there. And 2 on the other side, and one pushes your head down. I just went, fuck off.
Yeah, pigeon you though.
Yeah, I went, fuck off, and just threw them flying all over the place. And all the lads started throwing cakes at them and everything. It was fucking...
I think when I was there, I think there was another prison. I think it might have been a young offenders, or it might have even been a PC yard. I was in Accrington North.
Yeah, and there was the one for the women as well.
That's correct.
The women as well. I can't remember the name of that now.
The Accrington was mad for prison, though. I mean, I come from Walton, you see.
I'll tell you what's the worst.
I come from a big castle. This was like these little billets.
This was the worst one for their rats. Liverpool,
Walton.
Fucking hell, I was sat in my cell, and all of a sudden this fucking big rat ran by. I went, oh yeah, fuck, I don't like rats, mate. Anyway, I said to the screw, hey, there's rats in here. He said, I know. He said, pardon me, he said, I said, why don't you get a rat catcher? He said, well, I've got one. He's next door. He's doing 3 months for it now, last. So when I was in Liverpool, I was in there and I met some of the lads in Max Styles and Steve Connors, I think it was. Yeah, Steve Connors from this way. They're in the doors and that. And I was supposed to fight him, but he got shot to death. Irish. Kevin McBride was. Kevin McBride, I think it was called. Something like I was supposed to fight him, and he would never come off. Anyway, I went to Haverick. Have you ever been there?
Yeah.
Oh, it's fucking nightmare. The seagulls are that big. I thought if I could get 6 of them together and get a rope on them, I could get over the fence. You know, the massive. I think it's something to do with Celebi because I
was only there 3 days. Though. I was in between transport.
Well, what happened when I got there? Right, it took 5-6 hours to get there. So we got there, and I got on the wing, and there was this. Springer Spaniel with fucking socks on. What the fuck are you? It's walking along, and what it was, because everything was metal, couldn't hear its paw print, no its paws. So they'd go at that door and sniff. Right, number 2, we'll go there tomorrow because there's drugs. So they had the dog with socks on the things. And I'm in this induction, and there was a bench press competition.
Yeah.
And I hadn't been trained because I was in there. I went to Home House, and then I went to Durham. But I run Durham, and I had too much power in Durham with the screws, and they would leave me door open, and I had the telly and everything, fucking pad and everything, so they got me from there to Accrington, they wouldn't have me. Then they sent me to Haverick, so I was in there.
Well, Accrington have you? Did they just straight refuse you?
No, we're not having them, you're not having them here, you can't come here, they said, I have no chance.
You'd have loved it there, you'd have been a field day for you.
Anyway, so I goes to the Haverick, and that was good, because I got a job in the laundry, and you could do the thingies, get a phone card.
Yeah.
Anyway, we did that, and I trained. I was doing like 2 circuits a week, and training on the west 5 days a week, just training every day. But what I used to do is I used to go in, all the scouts would be in Manchester, and I'd be watching Man U play Liverpool, and I'd go in and there'd be got, say, 500 or 600 watching the telly, and I'd go, black and white, African Queen, something like that on the telly. I'd turn around and they'll just keep quiet like that. I'd deliberately turn a black and white film on just to piss them off. And none of them would say fuck all, you know. But I said, what are you messing about with you? I put on. They used to call me Big Vern. It's a Big Vern up the Viz. And he walks around with a chocolate and all that. They used to call me Big Vern in there. It was funny. But when I was in there, they had a bench press record, and I think I got 77 reps with the 70k or something, but I think somebody else got 33, and I won a big trophy. I was only in 5 days, but I liked it in there because you were in billets, like billets like the RAF have, where you're in them, and we used to play cards and daft things like that. And
I think the Averic's on it's like on an old like chemical thing. I think that's why the seagulls are so fucking big.
Yeah, I think
so they're like steroids.
Yeah, they're fucking huge. Anyway, we're on there, but the lads tried to have a go at me, and you know when you're just a fight, you just can't help it, like breathing. The left hook come in, broke his jaw. So that day, same thing, about 50 screws come. I was in my pad, and they're all outside. The screws who do the breakfast and everything, nobody got any breakfast that day. They were all there, every one of them. So, because what happened when I went there?
I don't know why they tried you, to be honest with you. They must have knew you by fucking hell.
Well, what happened is when I first went there, I thought, I need to stay in here because it's all right. So there was a couple of big Scouts kids, and there was another one in. I thought they fancied it. I thought they fancied the chances. You can tell, can you? People. So I said, do us a favour, called him Moxie. I said, hold that bag, mate. So I got in the bag, same as McIntyre, went back at about 40 shots. He went, fucking hell, you'll kill someone if you hit me one of them shots. So I won the fight I threw a punch without having to hit anyone. So psychologically, I used the thing, and I was squatting like 700 pounds. I was fucking benching 600 pounds. Yeah. And they were just, I big fan. I just got what I wanted. So I got my own my food and everything. So I was all right there, but you always get one who had to go. But the screws come round, and one screw said to me, do you want to end up like Paul Sykes and Charlie Bronson doing life? He said, you're too good a lad, Bride. He said, are we? To get yourself to Liverpool. So I was going to Liverpool. I had a fucking nightmare going there, getting the butterflies and all that stuff. Oh, it's easy going to jail. It's fucking not easy at all. You go there. Everyone's got fear when you go to jail. Everyone's got fear when you go for a fight. Anyone tells me, if I have to go and fight some top fighter, you think, I'm fighting Lee Duffy next week. I'm going to win this. And the next day you think I can beat him? And your mind plays tricks for you. Every fighter gets it. The top fighters in the world. And people say to me,
it's the butterflies, isn't it? You know after what you get butterflies.
Of course, you get it. It's like the cement mixer going round in your stomach. Yeah. That's what I get. But what you're doing, you're going, I beat him, I've done him, I can do this. And it's like Customata said, what the coward has the same fear as the hero, but it's what the hero does makes him a hero, and what the coward does makes him a coward. Well, when I've gone to my fights, when I've had to fight like different parts of the country, I've gone to fight people, and I went to one fight, I won, all these jippos were there, and knocked it out in about 13 seconds. Yeah. And they wouldn't pay the money, so I fucking had to go to come out with shotguns, and I never got an out, so, but, you know.
What do you think about that, Paddy?
Paddy?
The king of the gypsies now, the older guy.
Paddy Doherty?
Yeah.
Yeah, he seems not a nice, he doesn't seem a bad bloke.
He seems all right guy, doesn't he?
I think he's a bit like me, he likes having a laugh and a bit of fun, but he was on that Big Brother, he made me laugh, you know, he seems a nice bloke, yeah. Yeah.
They don't take, like, too... Everyone knows who they are, but they don't take too sort of, like... You don't come across as, like... I mean, I know you can be intimidating if you want to, but you don't try to.
No,
you know what I mean?
You don't have. When I say to people, the loudest man in the room.
You don't have to.
The loudest man in the room is usually the one who can't fight.
Yeah.
You know. And the thing is, when you've beaten, like say, like I say, like analogy, Man United when they were at their best, they're beating all the top fighters. If some daft little kid comes at me, I'll just grab him and look. I had one the other day, tried to have a go and I grabbed him by the throat and pulled him on the floor. But Lee would knock him out. Big Brim would knock him out. But you get no brownie points doing that. You could kill the kid because you're that fucking big. And I just grabbed him and smothered him. I grabbed one and put him in a shopping trolley once at a Tesco. And just made him look like an idiot. But you don't have to, when you beat top fighters, you don't have to go and hit other people.
No.
And when I'm going anywhere, I'm going, thanks very much for your time. Thanks have a nice day. And nice speaking to you. Just everywhere I go, I'm like that with people.
You got old ladies and everything stopping by in the street talking to everything.
Yeah,
I've seen that, and that wasn't just for the camera. That you know.
No. Well, there was an old lady not long ago, and I went to the post office with my brother because I'm a care worker for my brother as well, and she's about 70 odd, and she was getting blue all over. It was really windy day. I said, "Yeah, get my arm, love." So I got her up my arm, walked her, a couple of about 100 yards on the road. She went in and got her money, waited for her to come back out, walked back to the car. Her husband shook me and he said, "Oh, thanks very much for what you've done there." I said, "No, it's brilliant, but you go to bed and you think I've done a good deed." But I say to people, pay it on. They said, "What do you mean?" I said, "Well, I've done something good for you. You do something good for somebody else."
You don't something to do that to your parents or whatever, and so on and so forth.
Yeah. Well, it's like this cold case with McIntyre's asked me to help to find the girl who's gone missing.
Yeah.
And I said straight away, no problem whatsoever, no money, I don't want nothing. I said, I'll help you all day long. So I'm going to help him with that next year. So it's not be worse, could you, if your daughter's gone missing or something like that? So we've got to try and help him get that.
That must be a horrible feeling.
Oh, yeah, horrendous.
We had a lady guest on a couple of weeks ago, and she was a policewoman.
Right.
And she was the whistleblower on the grooming case.
Yeah.
You know, that horrible grooming stuff.
Yeah.
And she found out about it.
Violent.
And she brought it up to some of the main policemen, and they were just ignoring her.
Yeah.
It was all because it all happens within.
I think there's a lot of this thing and all with this people where they're stopping people's money. And there's a friend of mine they call her Joy Dove, a daughter committed suicide because they stopped her money. You know, these when you miss, she was in hospital poorly, and she missed her appointment, so they sanctioned her. So she ended up committing suicide through these. So
the sanctions you just like that, but
there was another lady.
You got to sell it to your TV license, your food bill. Yeah. That doesn't know you've been sanctioned. Where does the money come from? Yeah, exactly. And then they get in debt. Yeah. And it could be the wrong fucking.
Well, this is my analogy. If you're going to get your money stopped, right, sanctioned. What are you going to do if you've got kids? You're going to go out and rob, aren't you? You're going to rob it. So what's that going to do? It's going to put the crime. Here's another thing I think I agree with. I think they should legalise heroin. And before you think I've gone mental,
we agree.
I think you should legalise heroin because it'd stop the gangsters. When somebody goes to go out to burgle 20 quid, to smash a window, the locksmith come out, the insurance company, the police, the courts, the probation.
Everything costs more than
20 grand or something it costs for 20 quid.
Yeah.
So why don't they administrate it? The methadone costs more than the heroin. So why don't they administrate it, give it to them? And that way it's going to alleviate the prison service because 90% of people who go into prison are through drugs. And the other thing is, the flip side to this, the Taliban will make no money because it's all made through heroin.
They did it in the late 80s.
In Widnes, in our town. Yeah. They did it in our town.
A famous psychiatrist called John Marks. He actually brought the synthetic out. Yeah. And people were lining up and taking it. Yeah. But it actually worked, you know what I mean?
Of course.
And it stopped the burglaries and all that.
Why would you go rob when you get it for free?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And plus, there's no gang, and plus, nobody would be overdosing because they'd be taking proper stuff.
But you know what was happening then? There was lads coming down from Liverpool, gangsters, and they were robbing the lads from the scripts and selling the scripts.
Right. Yeah,
You're going to get it everywhere. Yeah. But I was down Acklinson.
But if I was stood there, they wouldn't be able to do it.
But I was down there, they were like, "Where are you from?" I said, "Oh, I'm from a town near Liverpool called Widnes." "All right, so you're a Scouser then?" Like, no, I'm from Widnes.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm north.
Yeah.
Like St Helens, and you know, it's a rugby town.
Yeah.
All right, okay. And because they have a bad name, no matter where they go for pad thieving.
Yeah.
Whatever jail they're in, you get a couple of Scousers.
Yeah.
And they're in your pad, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, I stopped that when I was in Havering. I said, listen, I stood on the table. I said, listen, stop this fucking robbing each. We're all in the same boat.
Yeah.
If somebody's struggling for tea bags or coffee, I think you come to me and I'll sort it out. Stop robbing people's stuff. And whoever's took such and such's trainees, get them back.
It's
anyway.
Fucking shite, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not right. It's not right. You haven't got it. You just ask. Ask. And another thing what I do, and I'm a firm believer in, I was in jail and there was these two young black lads who were about 22. I think they were twins. Nice kids. And there was a couple of big Scouts kids in. We're next on the phone. I said, no, you're not. They're next.
Yeah.
I said, they're next. I said, all of a sudden you've got a speech impediment. Said, I'm talking to you. I said, I'll bully you now. See how you like it. I said, go on, son, you before me. He said, no, you before us, Brian. I said, no, you go before me. I'm third. You're before me. And just because I'm bigger and I'm a better fighter, you've still got to take your turn. You've still got to stand in line. You know what I mean? You're just a bully if you do things like that. There's all different types of bullying. There's not just physical bullying. There's mental bullying and there's just the intimidating bullying.
The mental and intimidating's the worst.
Yeah, of course it is, yeah.
Because them young kids, they might have been a really, called to the moment. It might have been really important. And we had one on yesterday when he first went in. Some guy said, "Oh, could I use a couple of your credits for your card?" He said, yeah. So he gets the card off and puts it in.
Yeah.
The uses it all the way down to nothing and gives him the card back.
Yeah.
He said he learned.
Yeah,
That's the first time he went in. He was 16, and you learned.
It's not nice going to
But
jail.
it's not nice, is
you
it?
go to jail and that door shuts and you hear a bit of a fright. I don't care who you are. You think, fucking hell, I'm in jail here, like a little tiny cell.
Oh,
and you sat there and and you know you have to pee and do your business in a bucket.
Yeah.
It's fucking disgusting, wasn't it?
Oh, Walton's horrible though. It is just notorious. I think. I mean, pissing and shitting in a bucket.
Yeah,
it was horrible.
And you had to stay in there all. Well, I used to hold it. It was like, but if you had the runs or something, you'd be knackered.
Yeah,
but horrible, and they don't care. They don't care. The screws are a lot better now than they used to be. The old screws have got that mentality, like fucking give them a good eye type of thing. But the new ones are totally different. I think they've changed the concept of how they think now. They're a lot better. But I
don't think the new ones can either, though. I don't think they've got the old ones, they haven't got the aggression.
No,
you know what I
that's
mean?
right, yeah, mate.
The old ones are like old army.
Yeah, that's right, because half of them have been in the army, haven't they? So, you know, but what I think is, if you talk to people civilised and be civilised, you get civilised back. But if you talk to people like an animal, people act like an animal, you know. But some people, like you say, you can talk to you blue in your face and you can't get nowhere. You know, you can only help someone. It's like me when I was on the crack. I just woke up one day and I had an epiphany. You know, like a bright idea. I thought, I looked in the mirror at myself, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? Are you crackers? You've spent millions of pounds on fucking shit. You sat there, 18 stone from 23 stone. What are you doing? And I've just got up and I've just never looked back since. You know, I've just